Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. We hope you had an enjoyable 4th of July, and we're so excited that you could tune in for tonight's webinar, Get Down to Business, Graduate Edition, Paying Your Bill, Getting Your Financial Aid, and Avoiding Long Lines. My name is Sibylla Robison, and I am the director of USD's One Stop Student Center. And I've had the privilege to work at USD for 9 wonderful years. I'm joined tonight by some great colleagues, and before we get into tonight's agenda, I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marianne Sanchez, and I serve as the Director for Graduate Student Life. This is my 18th year at the University of San Diego, and I also am a double alumni of the University of San Diego. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Nearing. I am the Director of Financial Aid here at USD. I have been here for 10 years, and I'm very excited to be here this evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm Arlene Handy, and I'm a counselor at the One Stop Student Center, and I've been here for over 15 years, and I'm also very happy to be here today.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for introing yourselves, and let's go ahead and get started. So on the agenda for tonight, we will start by talking about what the One Stop Student Center is and how we can help you. We'll discuss FERPA. We'll go through your portal, which you'll find that you're going to use a lot during your time as a student. So we'll take a look at your My Academics page. We're going to hear some great financial aid information from Kelly. Arlene will be talking about billing and payment. We're going to talk about health insurance requirements, and then we'll wrap up with some important information on graduate student life. So let's get started on One Stop Student Center. You might be asking yourself, what does that mean? Well, we are here to help you with all of your financial aid, billing and payment questions, as well as registration questions. So we have a really unique resource here at USD where you just come to this one place so that we can assist with all of these 3 areas for you. And you can contact us via email, you can give us a call, or you can even just walk in and see us in person. You don't need an appointment. And you can see all of our contact information on the screen in front of you. And you can also visit our website. And if you go to our website, we've got a ton of information, and we also have a link to make a phone appointment with a member of our team. And speaking of our team, we actually have members of our team standing by tonight to answer questions live for you in our chat. So if those pop up throughout, feel free to start chatting. We've got them ready and waiting to help you out. Otherwise, feel free to contact us using one of these channels, and we'd be happy to help you that way as well. So getting into your portal. I'm guessing most of you have been into your My San Diego portal already, but if you have not, or maybe you just need a little refresher, a lot of the business of being a student is going to be done via the Torero Hub that you see on your screen. So under the Torero Hub, you've got your My Academics, your My Financial Aid, your My Student Account, My Torero Services, and FERPA. Those are going to be the main sections that you're going to find yourself using. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one, FERPA. So you may find during your time at USD that you want to have someone, maybe it's a supporter, a spouse, a friend, help you with some of the business aspects of being a student. There is a law called the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, FERPA, which means that in order to have this third party receive information on your behalf, we do need your permission. And this goes into effect on the very first day that you start classes. So if you want to add someone or maybe multiple people on, you'll click on that FERPA link and it will take you to a page that looks like this. On the profile tab, you'll add in their first name, last name, email address, and relationship to you. And then it's really important that you go to the second tab, which is authorization, and you check off the information you would like them to have access to. And you can make changes to this at any time, but by giving them access, they will have their own separate portal where they can log in and view whatever information you have given them. It also means that if they call or they email or they come in, we're going to verify their identity before we give information to them. Again, this is not required at all. This is just something to put in place if you do have someone you're going to want to be able to help you. All right, next important tab, My Academics. So from the My Academics page, you will be able to view your schedule, and you'll be able to search for classes, view your grades, check to see if you have any holds on your account, and eventually order those official transcripts once you have grades coming in. So this will be great for you to have for fall especially, so you can see where your classes are going to be, the timing, and the professors. So keep this one at the back of your mind. And speaking of registration, wanted to briefly go over how registration works for you. So in the fall, registration is going to be actually done, or registration for the fall, pardon me, will be done typically in the first week of April. And then we do have a session in between fall and summer that will be applicable for some of your programs, and that registration typically begins the first week in October. After October, our online registration for intercession will end, and you will need to contact the One Stop for assistance, and we can walk you through that process because there are a couple steps in it. Summer registration, if applicable to you, will begin in the first week of March, and after March, just like intercession, you'll have to get in touch with the One Stop for assistance with your registration. And then spring registration typically begins the first week in November. Now, it's important to note that some programs will actually register you for your classes so that you don't need to worry about any of these dates. So those programs include anyone in the School of Nursing, the MS in Accountancy, MS in Taxation, Master of Fine Arts in Dramatic Arts, Master Credential Cohort for summer only. But if you're unsure, just check in with your program because they will let you know if you need to register or if they'll be taking care of this for you. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and have Kelly dive into some financial aid information.
Perfect. Thank you, Sibylla. So in order to receive financial aid at the University of San Diego, you have to submit one financial aid application. There are 3 different types, and we're going to talk about all 3, but you are only submitting one, and you're submitting one every year. The first application is called the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, better known as the FAFSA. And this is the application for our citizens and eligible non-citizens. The priority deadline for the FAFSA is April 1st every year. And typically the FAFSA is available in October. However, for the 24-25 academic year, which would be not this upcoming academic year, but next year, the application will be available this December. We don't have an exact date on that, but it will be available in December. Again, the priority deadline is April 1st. So as long as you submit the application sometime before April 1st, you'll be fine. And for those of you that have already filled out your FAFSA for next year, you know that you used your prior year tax information, meaning you're using your tax information from 2 years back. That will always be when you fill out the FAFSA. So for the 24-25 academic year, you would be using 2022. You don't need to remember all of those numbers. It will guide you through the application. Just keep in mind that you have to submit one application every year, and you have to submit it by April 1st. The other 2 types of applications are called the DREAM Act applications, and these are for our undocumented students. The California DREAM Act application is for our California high school graduates, and the USD DREAM Act application is for our students coming from out of California. All 3 applications ask very similar questions. All 3 applications are due by April 1st. All 3 applications utilize prior year tax information, but you're only submitting one. And if you're having a hard time determining which application to submit, we do have a document or some information on our website that can guide you, or you can always reach out to the One Stop and we can help you that way as well. So once you've submitted your financial aid application, you will then have access to all of your financial aid information on the portal. So Sibylla was looking at the My Academics page. You also have My Financial Aid page. This is where you're going to view all of your information regarding your financial aid, including your cost of attendance, your financial aid offer, any sort of outstanding requirements that we need from you, any messages that we've sent you. All things financial aid will live on the My Financial Aid page in the portal. So as an applicant for financial aid at USD, these are the different types of financial aid that you may be eligible for. This doesn't mean you'll be eligible for all of these types. This is just all of the types of aid that graduate students may be eligible for. So there are USD merit scholarships, which are offered from your department, and that would be awarded by your specific department. You would be able to view it on your My Financial Aid page, but it is awarded out of your department. The USD graduate grant is a need-based grant, meaning you have to qualify for it, and you would see that also on your My Financial Aid page. You have to submit an application every year and maintain a 2.0 cumulative GPA in order to retain eligibility and be enrolled in a minimum of 6 units. And then we offer 2 types of student loans to our graduate students. We have the unsubsidized student loan and the Graduate Plus loan. The unsubsidized student loan does not have a credit check, while the Graduate Plus loan does. Some students may see one or the other. Some students may see both. It really depends on your program and your eligibility. The interest rates for both of these loans will be set July 1st of every year. They do tend to change every year. And at that point, we can determine what the interest rate will be for your specific academic year. There is some eligibility requirements when it comes to units. So we've listed them here so you're aware of what a full-time versus a part-time or half-time student looks like in terms of the number of units. In order to maintain loan eligibility, you have to be in at least a half-time status. And also for that USD graduate grant, you have to be in a minimum of 6 units. So Sibylla mentioned registration for summer session and intersession. Those are what we consider special sessions at USD. So when you submit your financial aid application, we're determining your financial aid eligibility for fall and spring only. If you are going to enroll for summer and or intersession, there is an additional application you have to submit in order to receive financial aid for one of those sessions. The application will be available both through the portal and through the website. And it's just a supplemental application in order to apply for aid for one of those sessions. And typically the only type of aid that is available during intersession and summer is loans, whether that be a federal loan through the Department of Education or a private or alternative loan. And we'll help you determining eligibility when that process comes. So we talked about submitting your financial aid application with your prior year tax information. And for many students, what was happening in their life 2 years ago is not currently what's happening. And so you have the opportunity to appeal your financial aid if you've had a financial change. This is the one-stop website where you can view all of the different types of appeals, and many of them are applicable, but I want to mention or highlight 2 of them right now. The Graduate and Independent Special Circumstances Appeal is your opportunity to let us know that your finances have changed. So this would be a change in employment, possibly loss of income, some sort of big financial change that could impact your financial aid eligibility. It's an electronic form. You click on the tile and it will take you to the form. You can let us know what's currently happening financially for you, and that way we can reevaluate your financial aid eligibility. We would never change your financial aid offer for the worse. We would only change it if it was in the best interest of you. The second appeal that I want to mention is the general appeal. That's on the top, the centered top tile there. And that is where you have the opportunity to let us know if there's other things going on in your life financially, and perhaps your financial aid offer just is not enough to make it happen for you. So both appealable options. There's other appeals listed there that you're welcome to look at. I just want you to know that appealing your financial aid is a possibility. And the last thing I want to highlight is Scholarship Universe. So when you log into the portal on your My Financial Aid page, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see this tile here. It looks just like this. It says Scholarship Universe. And when you click on it, it's going to take you into your Scholarship Universe portal, for lack of a better word. You're already signed in, but it will be your Scholarship Universe portal. And that's where you can answer questions about yourself in order to get matched to scholarships that you may be eligible for. It's a great tool. We just recently launched it. And the more questions you answer, the more scholarships you get matched to. When you're matched to a scholarship, it will give you all of the information on preliminary eligibility requirements, as well as the link to the application. And you should start this process now. Start applying for scholarships now, because that can hopefully supplement your financial aid offer. And that's something that you want to do throughout your time at USD. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Arlene.
Thanks, Kelly. So I'm going to be reviewing billing and payment information with you. So to access that information on your portal, you're going to click where it says My Student Account. And then where the blue arrow is pointing to, you're going to click on My Online Student Account link. That will then take you to this next page, but just make sure that your pop-up blockers are removed because the information opens up in a new tab. So there's a lot of information on this page. You can view your balance. You can make online payments on the bottom right-hand side of the page. Just make sure that you know that we only accept electronic payments, which means you'll need to have your routing and either checking or savings account information. We do not accept credit cards. You can also enroll in a payment plan. We offer one every semester. In addition, you can sign up for direct deposit where on the top left-hand corner where it says My Account. So if you're expecting a refund for personal necessities or living expenses, you can go ahead and sign up for direct deposit there. And you can also access your billing statements where it says the statements section. Okay, so regarding billing statements, the fall billing statement is going to be available the first week in August, and then the subsequent statements are going to be emailed the first week of every month, with the due date being the first day of the following month. And typical charges that you'll see on your billing statement are going to be the tuition with the mandatory fees. If you're living on campus, you'll also see your housing charges. You can also charge a meal plan, as well as a parking permit and books from the bookstore. All students are going to have the health insurance charge on their student account as long as you're registered as a full-time student. However, you can waive out of the health insurance, and then once you waive out, the health insurance charge will be removed. And then there's also additional courses that have additional fees, so that can also be on your billing statement as well. And the billing notifications are going to be emailed to you, to your USD email address. And in addition, whomever you have authorized on FERPA under the student account, they will also receive a billing statement notification as well. And then the tuition deadlines for the fall is going to be August 23rd, so right around the corner. However, for our online degree students, it's going to be September the 5th. And in the spring semester, tuitions due January the 22nd. And for our online students, it's January the 9th. So a couple of payment options. We offer a 4 and 5 month payment plan every semester, and there's a $50 fee to enroll in the payment plan. That $50 fee is added to the first month's payment. And then something to keep in mind is if you register for the payment plan in the fall semester, it will not automatically transfer for the spring. So if you also want to be enrolled in the payment plan for the spring semester, you have to actively enroll. And some of the payment methods are going to be using the financial aid that Kelly mentioned. So if you are interested in using that financial aid, just make sure that you accept it and that you complete the requirements before the tuition deadline date. I spoke already about the online payment method as well. And for our international students, we have a Flywire option in addition to wire transfer. And for those of you that have a 529 plan, we just ask that you reach out to the 529 company and a couple of weeks before the tuition deadline date, as it can take them a couple of weeks to process your payment. And then something to keep in mind, if for whatever reason the 529 is, overpays your account and it leaves a credit, that credit cannot be refunded to you. We can either leave it on the account for the following semester or just let us know, and then we can return that back to the 529 company. If you're interested in making a cash payment, you can do so in the cashier's office. They're located in the Hughes Administration Center. And in our office, we accept cashier's check, money order, and personal checks. Okay, so for any of you who are expecting a refund for living expenses or personal necessities, there's 2 ways that you can receive a refund. The preferred way is for students to sign up for direct deposit, and you can do that on the online payments page that I mentioned a few slides earlier. Something to keep in mind is there is about a 10 business day activation period once you register, but if you register now, you'll be all set to go for the fall semester. register. However, if you do not want to sign up for the direct deposit, it's okay. You can still receive your refund. You'll just receive it in the form of a paper check in the mail, and it's sent to the mailing address that we have on file. So just to double check that your address is correct, on your portal under the Turo Hub, there is a tab that says My Turo Services, and that's where you can verify that your mailing address is current. And then something else to keep in mind is for students who qualify at the beginning of every year, so usually towards the end of January, some students will receive what's called the 1098-T form. And this is a tax statement that's going to show any grants or scholarships that you have received, in addition to any payments made towards qualified tuition expenses in the previous calendar year. So just you can use that if you'd like to see if you qualify for any kind of tax education benefits. So health insurance is something that all full-time students need to have. So you have the option of either enrolling in the health insurance offered through USD. And if you're not interested in that one, you can certainly use your own, but you need to make a decision by September 11th to either enroll or waive out of the health insurance offered through USD. If you do not make a selection by that deadline, you will be automatically enrolled in the plan for the entire academic year, and that has additional tuition charges. And finally, I wanted to inform you that we do have a military and veterans office here on campus. They are located in the University Hahn Center, room 225. So stop by to meet some people and also to inquire about any military benefit questions that you may have. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Marianne.
Thank you very much. Hello again. My name is Marianne Sanchez, and I'm here to tell you about graduate student life. As you start your journey at the University of San Diego, there are many opportunities to get involved and find a community outside of the classroom. The purpose of graduate student life at USD is to foster community building, communication, and advocacy between you and the university. Our team works out of the Graduate and Law Student Commons. This is a communal space located in the Student Life Pavilion, room 401, with amenities, resources for students, and a very friendly staff of both graduate and law students. We host a variety of events, including socials, affinity dialogues, professional development, and wellness workshops in this space, as well as around campus. This is also a wonderful space to hang out in between classes, join study groups, and definitely take advantage of the round-the-clock coffee and tea. If you visit our website at sandiego.edu/gradlife, you will find information you need as you transition to campus, including an orientation page, upcoming events, and more. On the Student Services page, you will see a comprehensive list of on-campus services available to graduate students, from academic support to campus recreation. If you have not yet found off-campus housing, the link on our Student Services page can direct you to our off-campus housing website, in which we will also have resources available specifically for you. We also have a roommate finder list that will help you connect to other graduate and law students looking for housing. If you would like to get involved during your time at USD, we highly recommend looking at our graduate student government page to learn about advocacy opportunities, as well as ways to join or even start one of the various graduate student organizations that exist on our campus. Our website is also a great resource to learn about graduate student life programs. In the communications section of our website, there's also a calendar of upcoming events and programs that can be added directly to your own personalized Google Calendar. To keep in touch, we encourage you to read about Grad Life Connect. These are the emails that you will begin receiving as a student every Monday, as well as follow our social media pages, which can also be linked out of our communications page. If you have additional questions about graduate student life or would like to learn more, we definitely invite you to drop by the Graduate and Law Commons in the Student Life Pavilion 401 to talk to me, talk to one of our team members, or contact us directly by visiting the staff directory that's found on our website. And now I turn it over to Sibylla, who will be discussing the MyUSD mobile app.
Thanks so much. All right, everyone, we are in the home stretch. I know you've been listening to a lot of information and you might be on overload. So just a few more things. For those of you who have a cell phone, which I think most of us do, we have the My USD mobile app that you can download from the App Store or the Google Play Store. And this is what it will look like. This is a great resource for you to have. It ensures you can have your ID card electronically on your phone. You can see where our trams are real time on campus, have parking information, see your schedule, office hours, and a variety of other things. So if you haven't downloaded this yet, I do highly recommend it as a good way to just kind of keep on top of things. Another way to keep on top of things will be to stay connected via social media with the One Stop. So no matter your preferred platform, we are on there. So take a look at our handles and connect with us in the way that works best for you. I promise we will not inundate you. We will just send out important dates and deadlines throughout the school year. For instance, when is it time to register? When is your bill due? When should you, apply for financial aid? If you don't want to have to remember all that on your own, go ahead and connect with us and we will remind you. And speaking of reminders, just a couple important reminders to leave you with. Number one, make sure to upload your immunization information to your My Wellness portal. You can access through the My San Diego portal on the My Torero Services page. If you run into questions, you can email wellness@sandiego.edu. You're going to want to complete any remaining financial aid requirements that you have on your My Financial Aid page as soon as possible. If you're noticing that you are going to be using loans and you have some red flags left, don't worry, those will be updating very soon. And you're going to want to make sure that you pay your bill or enroll in a payment plan by the tuition deadline. In addition, like Arlene was mentioning, there is a health insurance requirement, and you should have already been receiving emails from our wellness team prompting you to either waive into the insurance or you will get automatically enrolled. So this is an annual waiver with a deadline this year of September 11th. So make sure if you do not need the insurance that you do go in and waive out as soon as possible so that that charge can be removed from your account. And then last but not least, if you plan to bring a car to campus, you will need a parking permit. So check out our parking website for details on that because parking is strictly enforced. And I know we've covered a lot of areas tonight that span multiple offices. So I did want to leave you with all of the contact information from our representatives today, as well as the topics we discussed. As a reminder for Graduate Student Life, you have the information here for their team. For anything related to financial aid, billing and payment, that's going to be through the One Stop. You have our information here. And then parking permits will be through our parking services area. And anything related to immunizations or health insurance will be through our wellness team. Tonight's webinar is going to be recorded and will be posted to the One Stop website in the next few days. So in case you need to refresh on any of this information, feel free to refer to that there. And again, representatives are going to be standing by from our teams to continue answering any questions that you have in the chat. So enjoy and thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in the fall. Have a great night.